I pretend like I'm I did, guys!
It feels good to be here tonight. I love this night.
It's hard to remember that there's still a human being in there when someone gets a diagnosis of Alzheimer's. My dad was diagnosed in 2003, and I struggled myself to still find the man that I had grown up with in his diagnosis. And it was really my children who taught me how to be still enough that I could find my father in the person that was sitting there but that kind of disappeared in front of my eyes. Oh, my dad died of Alzheimer's. He was diagnosed in 2003, and so I became active in this cause back then. And I'm really happy to be here this evening because they're honoring the film Still Alice that I executive produced, which I hope has changed a little bit the image of people with Alzheimer's. Well, I think Still Alice has really resounded across the country because all of a sudden you see a woman in her prime of her career being diagnosed with Alzheimer's. And I think that threw people. And I think you also see a family coming together. You see incredible love, and I think that highlights all the incredible caregiving that's going on in this country right now. So I'm hopeful that this will ignite and inspire a new interest in this disease because it needs more funding, it needs more troops on the ground, heels on the ground, boots on the ground, and because this is an epidemic, and I think a lot of people don't really realize that yet. I think there are a lot of trials going on, and there's just not enough funding for the research that needs to go on, and so that with Wipeout Alzheimer's Challenge, we're trying to raise more money, raise more awareness, ignite women really around the world to start their own brain clubs and to get out there and raise money so we can research as to why this also disproportionately affects women. It seems like a fun night, but I think anytime people come out to try to defeat a disease like this, they find a sense of community, they feel like they're in a community, and that I think encourages them to go out and even do more.
This is an amazing organization. I think Alzheimer's is probably one of the worst things that we face, and I think everyone either knows someone or a family member or a friend who has been struck by it, and it's the families that really suffer. So I'd like to support it and put my name and get the word out there and try and find a cure for this horrible disease.
For me, there's so much research that we still need to do. There's so much work that still needs to be done to stop the progression and hopefully eventually in my lifetime create a cure. So that's why I'm here, hoping that every little step counts.
We grew up 4 blocks away from the oldest community theater in America, and so she loved the stage, backstage, the making of music, the laughter, the joy that these songs and this music brings to life. And so it's nice to celebrate her that way, and I'm singing Hello Dolly tonight, and that was one of her favorites.
This is a scary disease. It's what it does is scary, how often it does it. I don't think, despite all the good work, we've put too big a dent in it after all this time. It robs the person afflicted with it of their life going forward, and it robs them of the life they've had. And it's a terrible burden on families and caretakers. It's just nasty, and it scares us. So we keep coming back to fight it.
Mom has dementia. So she was diagnosed about 10 years ago, and recently I've been speaking out publicly about our experience as a family and written about it, and I found it's very therapeutic and healing to get together with other people who share a similar story and a similar goal.
This event has raised over $25 million for Alzheimer's research and care. A lot of people have this disease. Over 5 million folks have it. We've got all their families involved. So, yeah, if I can be a small part of this event, I'm really happy. I'm glad to be here.
I've been performing on and off for 20 years for this event, and it's just a really great event. I know they raise so much awareness, so much money, and so much goodwill towards the cause. And it's just, I had, both my grandmothers died of Alzheimer's, and so did my father, so it's a very important cause.
Raised about $27 or $28 million in 23 years, which is phenomenal for the Alzheimer's Association. It's really a cause that is close to my heart. We know this is an incurable disease. We need to do a lot more. We're getting there, but this is an incurable disease, and it's really important to figure out what to do, or we will disrupt the healthcare system.